and we'll be notified once we go live. And there it is. There's the red button. Ah. Okay, we are live. Hi, everybody. And I usually am live on Fridays, but instead of Freak Out Friday, I'm doing Wild Wednesday. It's Wild Wednesday. And I'm here with the amazing Dr. Lisa Thompson. And Lisa is a sacred space expert. So welcome, Lisa. It's so fun to have you here.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here with you. It feels like it's been too long.
I know. So share with everyone. I want you to share. And if you're here, please say hi. Wave hi to us in the comments so we know where you're here. You know that like our voices are coming through okay. We look okay. We sound okay. Everything's good. Let us know we're coming through all right. And Lisa, I love your work because the magic of creating a sacred space, the power of creating a sacred space can be the difference from having like a really like lousy meditation to a really, really, really good meditation. You know, at least I believe, and I'm actually inspired by you. I've created my own sacred space in our house.
Oh, excellent.
I know. I just love it. Okay, so Roseanne is here and Barbara's here. Anybody else want to say hi? Say hi to us before we get started on our conversation. And I have so many questions to ask you about, and for those of you who have questions about creating your own sacred space, we all sound good. Fantastic. It's Roseanne. Good. Get your questions ready because Lisa can answer them all for you, I think. Like secrets to the universe, all that kind of good stuff.
I have the answers to everything, Liz.
I like it. We're going to ask her the secret to the universe. Yeah. Okay, so talk to us a little bit about sacred spaces and creating that and the importance of it.
Okay, so a few years ago when I first was part of the speaker program, I'm like, what do I offer to the world that really can make a huge impact? And I'm a trained interior designer for the last 12 years. I'm also a scientist. And then I have this spiritual underlying thing that unites all that. And so
a scientist and an interior designer turned spiritual teacher.
Correct.
Well, that's very cool. All right. Now that's, I have to tell you, that's one of the first times I've ever heard that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So
and I knew that about you.
Yeah. So what I realized that I was doing in my own house and my own office space was creating very intentional, consciously designed spaces that would nurture my dreams, that would help me manifest my reality. And so when we're creating an environment, the environment that we're surrounded by basically is running as background noise in our mind, our subconscious mind. And so the colors that are around us, the images, the things that are in the space, if they have meaning to us, if they are consciously put into the space, then they can amplify that environment. And so it's all about pairing together the right colors, the right images, the right artwork, furniture, space planning, not having clutter in your space. But it can be more even like at other dimensional levels of the sound in your space and the smell. And so really when you start layering in all of these elements, you can create a very intentional, beautiful space that will help you do different things. So like for you, meditate deeper, or maybe it's abundance you want to create, or love that you want more of in your life, maybe more health, more joy. So depending on what it is that you want to actually create, then you would make that room, that sacred space, a little bit different from other rooms in your house or your office space.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, I love this. I mean, you really did inspire me to create my own like little space. And I know that Jody Harvala is here, and Jody has a she shed
Yes, she
creating her own sacred space, and it's so adorable. Every so often she takes pictures of it and sends out videos and is in her she shed. And I guess I can call my little, like my meditation room, the she shed. So do you find that when people resonate with certain colors, that that has something to do with maybe where they're at energetically? Or like, tell me a little bit about colors, because I have some questions about specific colors.
Okay, so color is one of my passions. I love the energy of colors, the frequency of colors. And when I take people through the journey through the colors, everyone has a little bit different experience with those colors. So, you know, there are the general physiological and psychological principles of each color, but everyone's going to have a different experience with that. So even though yellow might bring joy and happiness to people, some people, when they're immersed in that yellow, they don't like the feeling of it. And so it's really important that whatever colors you're putting in your space really resonate with the frequency that you are at. So it feels good, not just intellectually, if that makes sense.
Yes. And so if I were to say to you, all of a sudden I was drawn to this very, very, very deep, bright turquoise, so much so that I had to have this in. So we have a back bedroom that I got to be designated for me.
Okay.
And, but I mean, it's really kind of, it's got our instruments in it, and then it's got our, where I meditate and where I do creative work and where I journal and where I, you know, write and do all those things and do processes in there. And I had to have turquoise, and I had to paint the ceiling turquoise. I don't know why, but the ceiling is turquoise. The walls are stark white. And then there's a window seat in the room that has a purple, like a velvety, I had to have certain textures. A purple velvet, and I have no idea where I got this from, but I wanted like purple and velvet, and the textures, I'm sorry, purple velvet, and I wanted to have purple and turquoise mainly in the room. So does that mean something? I mean, am I going back to the 70s here with the purple and the turquoise?
No. So turquoise / teal, my very favorite color. Very, very favorite. So turquoise is all about self-love. It's all about speaking from the heart. And so if you're writing and journaling, you're allowed to speak from your heart. It's also a very spiritual color, and it's wisdom. So there's so many beautiful elements that turquoise has. And then purple is like the ultimate spiritual color. So you're combining.
I was drawn to the ultimate, guys.
So you just naturally, like, you brought that frequency in just intuitively. Wow. And that's, yeah. So that's why you are able to probably meditate a little deeper and get in touch with yourself at a deeper level, being in that space.
I have to take a picture and send it to you. I'm not quite done with the space.
I would love to see it.
So okay, so I do have a question, because Justin is saying blue and gold for him now.
Okay.
What do those colors mean, Justin? We're going to analyze you now.
Okay. Well, it depends on what kind of blue.
What kind of blue?
Like a deep cobalt kind of blue, or navy blue, or like a softer blue?
Sky blue, light blue, baby blue, dark blue, navy blue,
so, like
royal blue.
Blue is an excellent color. Again, blue in general is spiritual, but it's also all about loyalty and trust. And so it's a great, like if you have an office space where you have clients coming in, some element of blue like that would be excellent, because people will automatically trust you more without you even having to do anything. So even in the clothes that you wear, bringing in those elements of color will help, and people will react.
Got it.
They're reacting. Now,
the gold, like, tell us about the gold, because I every so often, I like when I wear jewelry, I have to have gold. Okay, so on my beach now too. So Justin's saying dark sapphire blue. Like ring, sapphire.
Yeah. So that's more of that loyalty and trust and a little bit more deeper spiritual connection. And then Whereas if it was maybe a softer blue, like, like a spa kind of blue, that's more for relaxation, calming the nervous system, and more healing elements.
Wow. And what about gold?
Gold, number one, gold is a little bit more masculine of a color than silver, but it's highly energetic. It's all about abundance and wealth. So, so it's got a richness to it.
I love that you're saying that, because I was taking a workshop with Dr. Sue Morter is one of our clients at Celebrate Your Life events. And you always notice that Dr. Sue has gold on her, and gold earrings or gold, like the metal that she wears is gold. And I asked her about it, and she was teaching about it, and gold does signify that abundance coming in. And there's something about the gold connection to Egypt as well. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I only like the color, I like yellow gold on me better than white gold in terms of when I'm wearing jewelry, but it was really, really interesting. She said that same thing about the abundance flow and about that richness, that regalness of having like the color, yet choosing yellow gold over silver gold.
Yeah, and I've always been more of that silver, and silver
Mm-hmm.
feminine, intuitive. There is abundance associated with it, but it's more from a feminine perspective than the masculine, energy.
God, I loved all this stuff about colors. Oh, we've also got Helen O'Shaughnessy is here. Hi, Helen. And Vicky is here. Hi, Vicky. Yay. Does anybody have any questions about this, about color, or any questions about designing a sacred space and what could be, better energetically? So go ahead and post your questions in the comments. I'd love to know if any of you have any questions about like what colors are around you. What are you drawn to right now that you'd like to know about it? Oh, Juliana's here. Hi, Juliana.
So I don't know if you know this, Liz, but I just moved to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
So
We're out of the loop.
I started, I bought a new house here, and I had sold all my furniture back in Olympia. And so I was starting fresh. I did ship over art and artifacts from my world travels, but because those for me are what create my sacred space. But I had the opportunity to buy new furniture, buy new rugs and elements, pillows, to seriously from scratch create my sacred soul spaces. And so turquoise, like we just talked about, turquoise is my number one color. So my living room is turquoise and gray with a little bit of navy in it.
Oh, I love that.
Little elements of orange. So I love turquoise and orange together, as you can see. Wearing
yes. You look so Hawaii. That's fantastic.
So that's and then I've been drawn to yellow, little pops of yellow. Just because it's just joy and sunshine. You don't want to overdo the yellow though, because too much can cause agitation. Irritation.
Oh, really? Too much yellow. Okay. All right. So Teresa would like to know more about red. Bright, vibrant red.
Okay. So red is a color of passion and power. It's highly energetic. So it will increase your physiology. It increases your libido. It increases your metabolism.
Wait a second. Go back a little bit. It increases your
libido,
ladies and gentlemen.
So if you want to spice up your sex life, red is a good color. However, you don't want too much red in a bedroom because it's so energetic, it can make you not sleep as well. So, so maybe just a couple of elements of red, or take the red out when you are trying to sleep.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
Yeah, but it's great to wear. If you want to feel powerful, the red is a great color to wear. And that's why the red power tie or the red power dress has been so popular. But it's also you want it in your kitchen, your dining room, and your living rooms.
Okay, now how come? Why?
because again, it increases your metabolism. So you want to be able to, like in your dining room, you want to be able to digest your food properly. Blue
Mhm.
would be the worst color to have in your dining room. If it's just blue, you want to pair it with an energetic color like orange or red so that it will counterbalance. But so yeah, so red in the kitchen and the dining room will stimulate that metabolism, help you digest better. And then in a living room, it's actually a conversation stimulant. It energizes the space.
Oh, okay. My eyes went wide when you said dining room because I'm trying to think. We've got this massive painting in our dining room, and I think it's very abstract, but I do think that there's red in it. But I mean, my poor husband, he's like, is there any other color besides off-white? Liz likes off-white.
Yeah.
Liz likes cream.
I know. I thought I was going to go like with a more neutral palette when I moved here. And then it didn't feel right to me because I'm all about color. And so I'm like, yeah, that didn't work.
I know. I'm like constantly. Okay, so Helen is saying that she has pale green and white in her bedroom. Well, I can tell you something about white in the bedroom right away. Denise Lynn's bedroom is all white, and she's like the feng shui, like space creators, creating a space mistress, right? So that's good. But let's tell Helen all about like the pale green and the white together.
Well, so green is a healing color. And it also, because it has the element of blue underlying it, that it's got a healing aspect. It also has this calming, soothing aspect to it. And so it's great for a bedroom. Green is actually one of the colors you can use in any room in the house, depending on what kind of green. So there's green that's a little more to the blue, green to a little more to the yellow. So if it has a little more yellow, it's going to have more energy.
Mm-hmm.
If it's got a little more blue in it, then it's going to have more of the calming relaxation.
I love how this conversation is going. Like we're going into color now. Because I think people really, really want to know like about what they resonate with and what it means and how it can enhance something. Because I believe like intuitively, I looked at turquoise and purple and it was like, yes, and some splashes of hot pink in this meditation space, and you kind of confirmed it for me. So Phoebe asked about turquoise also. Phoebe, when this is over with, you can go ahead and go back to the beginning of the recording, and Lisa talks all about purple and turquoise because I have a turquoise ceiling in one of my meditation rooms. Okay, let's see. Any other questions about color? Let's see. Oh, any shade of pink. What does it mean besides love? Oh, Janice in our office loves pink. She's like pink, 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 pink.
So it depends on what color pink.
Light pink. Let's go for light pink.
So if it's light pink, it's very feminine. It's like nurturing love, unconditional love. And now too much light pink can be a little immature for a grown woman. Like if you're wearing that kind of pink all the time. And so you might want to balance it out. But it is a very like beautiful love. It's like giving yourself a hug, kind of.
Oh, I love that.
Now, as far as going to the darker pinks, because you had mentioned just now that you've got some hot pink.
Yes.
So the hot pink has a little more of the red. So it's got a little more passion to it.
Ooh.
Because it's a combination of the purple and the red. Then you also have a spiritual element to it. And it's universal love as opposed to more unconditional love.
I love this. This is so great. This is so great. And everybody's popping in and talking. Oh, so Mary Roos is talking about a dark blue embroidery flowers on a white blanket. Ooh, that sounds beautiful.
So, and to answer white, because we had,
white. Right. So
Helen had pale green and white. And so white really is just this beautiful blank canvas. It's expansiveness. All things are possible with white. Now, you don't want a completely white room, like maybe off-white with some But you don't want a pure stark white and with no other color or texture because it's too sterile. It's gonna start feeling more like oppressive actually. So you do want to add some elements of like the off-white, the cream, maybe texture or real color.
Wow, yes. Okay. I do need to do that in our bedroom. I added a pop of navy.
Okay. So again,
the rug has navy and white and some browns, golds in it.
okay.
But it does have brown, but there's a lot of off-white in my house.
Okay. Well, and brown is actually a beautiful grounding color. It's also healing and all about abundance. So, brown, and then again, the navy, like Mary was talking about, that's loyalty and trust.
Mm.
So,
I could listen to this all day. I just find this so fascinating because I think our surroundings are so important. And do you believe that they can either support us? I mean, I believe this, that they can either support us or hurt us in a way, like negate what we're trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, let's say you are someone who wants to create more health in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you have colors that might agitate you, like red, too much red can cause anger and agitation. Too much yellow can cause irritation. So even though you might like those colors, it may not support what you're trying to manifest in your life.
Wow. So Mary is asking about, she's got a gray bedroom set. Now, let's talk about gray because you talk about gray and then I'll see what you say.
So gray, kind of like white, it's a good background color, but it should not be the only color. And it depends on where you live. So like I used to live in the rainy Pacific Northwest, and we have so many gray days. And gray was this fad for the last several years of bringing gray elements. And I would tell my clients there, do not bring in too much gray because it actually can cause depression and more sadness. And so if you do live in an area where you've got these gray days instead of sunshine, then you're going to want to bring in some energy colors like red, orange, or yellow, as opposed to the more cool and calming colors, because that can add to depression. Now, I do like gray. And the furniture that I bought for this house, the base color is gray, but then I have all of these other elements of color that it just plays off of.
Yeah. So Mary, she's like, OMG, I'm in trouble. I think Mary's also in another class I'm teaching. I think you're.
Which Mary is this? Is this Mary Roos?
This is Mary Roos.
She's in North Dakota.
So here's the thing. If somebody's looking for love, would gray in the bedroom be appropriate? Or what colors do you think would be appropriate in a bedroom if someone's looking for love?
Okay, so this is what I did when I was looking for love.
Right.
Okay, so and I have advised my clients of this. So you can have gray as, again, like a neutral background color, but then what you're going to want to do is layer in elements of pink if you like pink. So it could be the lighter pink or the darker pink, teal or turquoise, because that's all about self-love. And in order to attract our real love, we have to love ourselves first. So we really need to nurture that. Other colors, so a little bit of red.
Red.
Just because red does have an element of love.
Red.
But again, red's a little more about passion and like sexual energy. So if you want to spice that up. But if
a little bit of red, Mary.
If you don't.
Yes, red, a little bit. Yes, because I think that the red or even just like a deep, deep burgundy brings in, like intuitively, it just brings in passion. Or even having rose quartz crystals.
Yes.
Doesn't care for red.
Right. And that's the thing. If you don't like a certain color, like if
you don't want it then.
Not a color, then you know, maybe a flower that's got that color, because people, or a crystal, or, you know, a piece of art that has a little bit of that color in it. It doesn't, you don't have to surround your entire room with the colors.
Right. I mean, even I've got this exquisite rose quartz. It's actually, I'm looking at it right now in my office. I don't know why I don't put it in my bedroom, but this absolute Tara Jack has been carrying all these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous crystals. And okay, have to show everybody. Hold on, sit tight. Hold on. And all of a sudden, I'm having this thing about spheres, about crystal spheres. And I just bought this from Tara, and we've been doing these live crystal things.
Yeah.
Sales. You can't even see, like, look at the depth in this.
Yeah.
And don't you think this is a good color to have in the bedroom? Like, even if it's just a crystal?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you do that, I would put it on your nightstand so it's like visible to you.
Yeah.
So the energy of it is like resonating in your sphere.
Yes. So this would be a beautiful piece to have. You know, this is a good thing to tell my class. I'm teaching a whole class on how to attract the love you want and desire and deserve. So this would be a good thing to teach everybody. And so, Lisa, so you have really, I mean, I've been watching you just absolutely blossom with teaching about sacred space, teaching about color, teaching all about, you know, how to create those magical places for yourself. And where can people get in touch with you if they're interested in learning more about what you're doing? What is your website address?
2 different ways to get to me. It goes to the same place, but the first way would be www.drlisajthompson.com.
Okay, let me post that. So what's the easier one?
Mysticmanta.com.
There we go. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to post Lisa's website. So it's Mystic Manta.
Like a manta ray.
Like a manta ray.
Yeah.
Yes, so yes, Vicki. Rose quartz in the bedroom. I think Tara has some more of these spheres from the last sale that we did. I think she's got a couple of these spheres left. And look how the quality on, I just love them. But rose quartz definitely in the bedroom. It's unconditional love. And I don't know why I have it. Oh, Vicki, I'll let you know. I'll let you know about the spheres. But I don't know why I didn't put it in my bedroom. It's all about unconditional love and the pink energy and the love energy. Yay! Thank you for reminding me.
But it's good to have it in your office space too, because the work that you do, it really is all about.
I know. Well, I'm working out of my home. This happens to be my home office I'm sitting in right now, not my office.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lisa, you were a student of Sunny's and myself in the Celebrate Your Life Speakers program.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, I've really been watching you just take off with your career and your speaking career. So we're going to shift gears here just for a second, because I want everyone to know about this program. And Lisa was a student of ours for this program. And Sunny Dawn Johnston and myself are launching this program again at the end of the month. We were supposed to do it last year, but last year just kind of got away from us. So we're doing it again this year. And it's the Celebrate Your Life Speakers program. So would you like to share a little bit about what you personally and professionally got out of the program that's really helped you to get your voice out there in the world?
I took it twice. It was that good.
Oh, that's right. You did take it twice. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Because, you know, like if I'm going to learn something and I really want to learn it. And so it was one of the most impactful classes I've ever taken in terms of my career. So what I love is that you share your wisdom from the point of a producer, of someone putting these events on, and what you're looking for and how to be approached. And so that I fully appreciate. And then I love Sunny speaking from her side as a professional speaker on your stage and other stages for years. And I think for me, I'm a recovering perfectionist. And I used to speak at science conferences when I was a scientist. I've spoken at home and garden shows, about design and things like that. And I truly felt like I had to be so polished and perfect. And I would have so much anxiety because of that. And so when I took this, it's like hearing Sunny talk about her experiences and getting up on stage and not knowing what she's going to share until she reads the audience. And, speaking from the heart, being of service. That truly changed the way that I am able to do stuff, because I'm able now to not know exactly how or what I'm going to say. I just know it will flow through me as it's needed to based on my audience. And so, you've seen I'm getting on and doing Facebook Lives all the time. I've now been able, after being in Celebrate Your Life, the Soul Fest, I've been invited to be on several other summits, spiritual summits with other people.
Oh, good. I love hearing that. Basically our intention of the program is to bring someone who's really, really started her career from ground zero. And that was Sunny Dawn Johnston, really started her career just having little classes in her living room. And for myself, the same thing. And I've been producing events for 25 years. So I'm on the production side. I'm the one that hires the speakers. I'm the one that vets out who's doing what in the world. What are they doing? How are they presenting themselves? And I've been doing this for 25 years. So I have a very, very keen eye from a producer standpoint on what works on stage and what doesn't work, what topics are hot right now, what topics aren't hot, how to take your workshop topic and be able to make it so people understand it, and so people will also extract out of it. So you can actually extract out of it and write an effective workshop title and description. So when people read it, they can say, oh, this is what I'm going to learn, discover, and understand once I walk away from this workshop, once I take this workshop. So Sunny and I are partnering, again, for the Celebrate Your Life Speakers Program. And I put the URL for any of you that have thought about becoming a public speaker, that want to get your message out in the world, or maybe you've already started your public speaking career and you just need to take it to the next level. This program is phenomenal. I mean, I honestly can say that with the two of us, the two powerhouses together, we're both masters at what we do. Sunny is amazing at reading audiences. I mean, you've been in many workshops with her. She's amazing at being able to read the energy of an audience and know when she needs to grab them, how she needs to shift things, how to keep them, engaged. And I come from a producer's standpoint, and I was a former actor, so I've been on stage a lot. And so I teach you how to move your body, how do you do the presentation, how to handle the microphone, how do you pitch a producer. I mean, you need to know like all of these things. If you want a career as a speaker, you've got to know all these things. So it's a screaming deal. The price goes up in a few days. So I highly, highly recommend you go grab it right now. And just go to our main website, which is celebrateyourlife.com. Again, that's celebrateyourlife.com. We start the end of the month, but you can, once you sign up, you can already start with the video lessons. And then Sunny and I do several live interactive interviews and conversations. So you can jump into those as well. So I'm excited about it, that we're launching it again.
I'm excited for people. And I've got quite a few people in my world and my tribe that want to do this kind of work as well. And so I am happy to share this. Please
share it with them. And if any of you out there have friends or family that are interested in doing something like this, now is the time. Now is the time. Because, I mean, as all of you know, I've been working with people like Deepak Chopra, Neil Donald Walsh, Marianne Williamson, Carolyn Mace, Dr. Joe Dispenza, all the greats in the spiritual arena for 25 years. So I definitely, I know that I have a lot to offer in this field.
Yeah, you do.
I've been doing it so long. And so does Sunny. Sunny has a totally different perspective that I love, that I absolutely love. So it's a good combination. Come join us.
Definitely do.
All right. Any tips that you want to share before we close out for today? Any tips that you want to share about maybe creating, what it feels like to create a sacred space, or maybe some tips just like how to get started with creating a sacred space?
Okay, so the very first thing that you need to do is pick one room and know what your intention is that you want to create for that room. Because you don't want to have too much going on, because it will become like chaotic clutter in your mind. So you really just want to pick one intention, or maybe two, that meld together for each space. So you can create different rooms to have different meanings, so that when you need that energy, you can go into that space. So yeah, so know your intentions. So if it is like what you've done with your bedroom of creating a meditation and writing, connecting space, then knowing that's your intention, and then you intuitively did it. What colors are going to support me with that?
Mm-hmm.
What imagery, what texture, what's going to make me feel like that energy? And you just did it beautifully. So, yeah. And then we were talking about love. So I know Vicki, if that's Vicki Martinelli and Mary, love is something that they're calling in. And so really maybe choosing the bedroom space, that would be an excellent place to create that love intention. So bringing in the elements, artwork, flowers, crystals, statues, anything that represents to you specifically, because it's going to be different for everyone, but represents to you what that intention is.
Perfect. Oh, I love it. Excellent. All right, everyone. So you start with your intention, and that's a perfect way. I just love that you shared that, because that's exactly how I did the meditation room. And now I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I need to do that in every single room of my house. Start with the intention.
Yeah.
That's great. Dr. Lisa Thompson, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm so, so, so pleased to see you and hear about all the fantastic work that you've been doing. And for all of you out there, thank you so much for joining us today. We will see you later. Okay, and don't forget, come join us for the speakers program. Mwah! And Vicki, I will see you later too. Okay, bye-bye.